I would get ready while discussing some random things. Have my coffee, that's mandatory. So as I was having breakfast just a few minutes before starting this video, Herky and Milton were just sleeping on the couch behind me. Just sleeping like angels, like little cinnamon rolls. And then all of a sudden they started barking like crazy. And I didn't hear anything, I didn't see anything, but they just kept barking at the door. And I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? And so Andy went outside and there was an Amazon box that was just dropped there. So I always think they bark for no reason, but clearly there's always a reason. And sometimes I don't want to acknowledge it because it's scary. I didn't hear any noise, and it's like dead silence, and like they still hear something, and then they stop and stare at like a spot and they just bark. And Cavaliers are not really barkers in general, but when they do, it's always scary, I find. Let me know if I'm not the only one. Like, I feel like Cavaliers don't really bark, but when they do, it's either there's a noise that I didn't hear or there's something, but I feel like it's a bit scary. Speaking of scary, last year we were staying here at the same space, in the same house, and there was one night Herky woke up and she just started staring at the wall, like staring, okay, in the middle of the night, and she started growling and growling so much. It was so scary.
Imagine something catches Herky right now.
And so since then we call it the ghost of WeHo. WeHo being West Hollywood. Because, yep, Herky just stares at a wall and growls. Which, to be honest, it's probably like, I know it's gross, but it's probably rodents, rats or mice or something that like go through the wall. This house is like pretty old, so it could be a lot of things. But at first, when we first got here in January, we heard so much random noises and it was so scary, honestly. They stopped, which is odd, but at first there was a lot of random noises and it freaked me out so much. Every night we would hear the same thing. It's like rattling of rocks. Rocks rattling, okay? What can that be? Since Andy saw a coyote out front, I'm telling myself like it could be a coyote, like he was digging for something, but then the noises stopped all of a sudden. So is the coyote gone? Maybe, maybe not. But what's scary is that every morning when I go out in the front, not every morning, but a lot, like there's new poop all the time in the front. And the neighbor on the side, there's no more dog. Fabio is gone. So it can't be Herky and Milton. They never say never, but they rarely poo out there. And when they do, I see it right away and I pick it up because I'm always with them outside. Either me or Andy, we're always with them on a leash, so we know where they poop and we pick it up. Plus, the poop that I find is not in a spot where they usually poop. So that makes it pretty scary. So I think there's still some coyotes or something roaming around, but it's like poop of the size of Herky and Milton's poop. So you know it's not like a small animal. It's something bigger, which is ultra scary. If you didn't see our coyote scare video, which is still a threat out here for us, I'll be putting an annotation up there for you. But yeah, scary things. And speaking of weird, you probably saw in another video that Herky always likes to pee on Milton's pee. Right? Like Milton pees, like it's been like maybe 2 years now, maybe like it's been a while that Herky will only pee if Milton pees, and then she waits for Milton to be done, and then she pees on top of it. Do you guys think it's a dominant thing? I think it's a dominance thing. Like, she's trying to cover it up, and she's like, no, I peed here. I don't think it's an endearing thing. Like, Andy tried to twist it and make it all cute. He's like, Herky is trying to protect Milton, and she's like, covering her smell so that predators don't smell Herky. I'm like, yeah, that's cute, but that's not the truth. Right? Also, back to the barking, when they start barking and go on Barkfest like that, it's funny because it's always Herky barking and Milton echo barking. It's the funniest thing ever. Like, Herky will be the one barking. Milton, it seems like she doesn't even know what she's barking at, but she just barks after Herky barks. Always Herky and then Milton. It's so funny. We call her the echo bark. Doesn't know what she's barking about, but she still wants to bark. Oh yeah, and on that related topic, a lot of you have been asking for a separate video on having 2 dogs versus 1. I think I touched on this subject already, but maybe I should do a video. I realized I never did this video. A video on how to introduce a new dog to your current, what it's like to add a dog to the family, etc. So if this is something you'd like to see, let me know, and maybe I could do that soon. I'm also interested in doing a Q&A. I think somebody asked for that. I'm super down, so ask away your questions. I put this question also in the community tab. So, and what is gonna come soon is a bath video, maybe an updated bath video. I think some people asked for that, maybe a bath routine or something. I think that would be fun, because we all know that Herky and Milton get a lot of baths out here. It's so dirty and so dusty. They're always in the bath. So right now, if you didn't see, Milton is on my lap curled up while I'm doing my makeup. I swear, you guys, she is always on my lap. Like, I got so lucky having 2 dogs that are so different. Even both being Cavaliers, they can be so different, which is so crazy to me. I didn't know this at first, but when I got Herky, I had done some reading about like the Cavalier traits and everything, and then when Herky came home, she was nothing like what I had read and what I had heard, and I was like, oh my god, my dog is broken. I don't have a real Cavalier. And I was so concerned about it because Herky never wanted to cuddle. She never wanted to get held. She was so wild. Like, and even now she's like super independent. Like, she's over there alone. And she always wants to be alone. Like, she always does her own thing. But when she wants love, she will let you know. Like, our previous vlog, I think two days ago, I uploaded a video and you just see Herky like curled up around my neck. So when Herky wants to give you some love, you take it, because it happens very rarely. So when it does, it's very special. So anyways, so when Herky came home, I literally thought she was like broken dog. I was like, wow, my Cavalier is nothing like what I expected. But, you know, we love her nonetheless. We love them how they are, and we accept them how they are. But then when I got Milton, oh my gosh, she was exactly like what I had pictured, what I had imagined, what I had read about. She's always with me. Like, she's literally a little shadow. And this is not to say I love Milton more than Herky. You can't think like that. It's really not the same. Herky's my first dog. Like, you have no idea how special it is to have a... You probably do. If you watch this video, chances are you have a Cavalier, or chances are you have a dog. You know how special it is to have your first dog. So that's what Herky is to me. She's like my first dog. She's my firstborn. She'll always have the most special place in my heart. But Milton is special in another way, because it's so endearing to see a little dog love you this much. My little daughter, she's always here. Ever since I got her, the first night that we got her, we were just hanging out on the couch and she fell asleep on my lap on the couch. I was like, what is life right now? Like, I couldn't believe it. I had never experienced that before. Actually, by that time, Herky had started cuddling, but like as a puppy, she would just fall asleep. I was like, how is that even possible? But it was, and it was great. And I'm so grateful. And they're so special. So I'd like to talk about flea prevention. And I know this is a pretty controversial topic, but I had done a video in the past talking about flea and tick prevention and what we use on Herky and Milton. And I got some feedback that those medications can be very harmful to dogs, especially small dogs, because they're very sensitive. Cavaliers are very sensitive from the nervous system. Like they're just sensitive dogs. You guys know this. Like they have so much issues and everything. You have to be careful with everything with these dogs. So I was told that flea prevention medication is not the best for Cavaliers. So I actually stopped it because in Montreal where we live, it's not the biggest problem. And so I think it's been 2 years now. They don't take any prevention for those things ever. So when we came out here, a lot of people were like, what, you're not on tick and flea medication? I'm like, no. Why? I checked them and everything seems to be fine. And everybody out here in California keeps saying that it's a real issue and that they should be on a flea and tick preventative. So I'd like to know your opinion on that. Like my philosophy was you don't put them on preventatives and you test them often, you check them. We do the heartworm tests once a year to make sure that they're okay, and they've been negative for the past 2 years. So it's good. So we do monitor it. We check them for ticks, we check them for fleas and everything, but I just want to know, people that are not on preventatives, what do you do? Is there something else that you do? Do you use an anti-bug spray, like a natural anti-insect spray on your dog when you go outside? How does it work? Because I like the philosophy of doing less medication in them, because those medications are like pesticides. It's not the best thing ever. It's a pesticide that they ingest or a pesticide that they put like topically on their skin. So I feel like it's not the best thing for them. And my philosophy was, you don't do anything, you be careful, and if something happens, then you treat the disease. So I'd like to know you guys' standpoint on that. That's my standpoint for now. I'm going to keep them off of the medications. And then, like, are there more at risk? I know there's zones that are more at risk for heartworm, for fleas, and for ticks and everything. We don't really particularly live in a very woodsy area, but we do go like in the field, in the back of our house, and in the back of our office back home. You've seen the girls play there. So we do go outside, but I feel like it's not that much of a high risk zone. Although, I don't know. I'm very conflicted on this topic, and it seems like I was really set on not giving them any medication for fleas and ticks. And then when people started telling me that it's a real issue here, it really shattered my whole belief system. And now I'm like, I don't know what to do. Also, just to touch on the whole situation that's happening in the world right now, I feel like 2020 should just be canceled altogether. Like, it's just such a weird year so far, and everything that's happening, it's just, I really can't believe everything that's happening is happening. I don't know how long it's gonna last. I feel like it's really putting like a damper on everything for everyone. I feel like I'm not the only one that feels this way, but I'm feeling sad a lot of the times. And yeah, it's just sad times, like Kobe's death, coronavirus. Just 2020 should be canceled. Okay, my makeup is on. I'm ready to take on the day and work. Fulfill packages and get my life in order. So I'm going to start working now. Thank you guys so much for watching. And Milton says bye-bye, and until next time, I love you. Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? No? You're not giving kiss? Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Milton is saying bye. I'm gonna get Herky to say bye. Hold on. Oh, sweetheart. Okay, and Herky's saying bye-bye. Say bye. Oh. Okay, sweetie. Oh. See what I mean? She never likes to get handled. I'm sorry. Can I have a kiss? Thank you. You don't like being kissed. Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye.